Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you probably the easiest recipe ever, and it's just in time for Valentine's Day for you to make and try out. These are whiskey truffles and they are the easiest thing to make, and you only need two ingredients for the base. That is chocolate and of course whiskey. Now I chose whiskey because it has that smokiness that goes beautifully with the chocolate, but it's also my husband's favorite. So it's a win-win situation. And these are super boozy. So if you don't like the taste of alcohol that much, but you still want a little bit of a kick, then I suggest that you substitute half of the amount of the whiskey with some heavy cream. So here I have a mix of milk chocolate and dark chocolate because that's what I had. But either way, all milk chocolate or all dark chocolate works perfectly with this recipe. Now, this is dead easy. You only have to melt the chocolate. So I did this in the microwave in 30-second bursts. But you can also do this over a water bath and just be very gentle in terms of the heating. You don't want to burn that beautiful chocolate. So just stir in between bursts if you're doing it with the microwave, and just make sure it's all nice and melted all through and through by the time that we add the whiskey. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump all of that in one go and stir that. So this is going to take maybe 1 minute or two, and just be gentle with the stirring and do this until it comes together. Now you might be wondering, what if I don't have any whiskey at home? Well, in that tragic situation, I can also suggest my second favorite flavor, which is Bailey's. Bailey's and milk chocolate is just a winning combination. And Kahlua is also really, really good. So definitely give this a go. Tequila would be nice as well. So here I have my mixture. It's nice and smooth. You can see that all the chocolate bits are melted. Everything is nicely incorporated. So go ahead and clean the sides of your bowl. So now all we need to do is let time do its thing. You can set this aside at room temperature for it to harden up a little bit. These are too fluid to work with, and we want to be able to either pipe them or scoop them out. So I put some plastic right on the surface to avoid any skin from forming. And I just set this at room temperature on the side for about 1 hour, 1.5 hours maybe, depending on where you live. So this is roughly the consistency that you want. It's kind of a soft ice cream-like texture. And I know it's very tempting to just eat it as it is, but I'm gonna put this all in a piping bag that I fitted with a round nozzle. I'm gonna pipe these into whatever form I like. And like I said, you can wait for them to harden even further, and you could use like an ice cream scoop or just a tablespoon to scoop portions out of it. Now this will make about 24 truffles. I will share the dimensions with you in a second. But this is just to say that you could easily double or even triple the recipe and it works just as well. But yeah, it depends how many of these you want to make. They make for great gifts, so I wouldn't be surprised that you would easily want to double the recipe. Now, as you're working this more and more, you see that it starts to harden. So don't judge the shape right now. It is just coming out like that from the tip that I chose. You can pipe it all in one go or just do little dollops like I'm gonna show you right now. But those are, you kind of have to get the texture right, and that's a bit tricky to achieve with this kind of combination of alcohol and chocolate. But anyway, these are the pre-shaped versions. So I'm gonna pop these in the fridge for about 15 minutes and then we'll get shaping and we're gonna roll them on cocoa powder. I have a little bowl here that I just throw some cocoa powder in. This is about a tablespoon to 2. And that should be enough. So now we get our truffle bits out of the fridge and we start making decisions in terms of how big we want those truffles to be. Now, if you did use the ice cream scoop, then you're pretty much sorted at this point. You don't have to worry about measuring anything or making sure that things are even like I am here. So that would be the easiest choice, or just even the tablespoon, scooping with a tablespoon is also a fine method. Now, in case you're making these for a special someone, then I do suggest wearing gloves if you're gonna shape the truffles by hand. If you're just gonna scoop them out or whatever it is that you end up doing, you still want to give them a nice little round edge by doing this motion with your hands. So it's probably nicest to do with gloves. So this is a 2.5 centimeter, about an inch in diameter. And I'm gonna roughly do 1 inch for all of these truffles. They're not gonna be perfect, but that's the beauty of homemade. So there you go, about an inch. So these are ready to be coated in cocoa powder. So I like to do 2 at a time, but I'm gonna show you with just 1. It takes literally 5 seconds. You just swirl this around until it's fully covered and then you're done. And this is really the easiest way to coat a truffle. There are fancier ways and more complicated ways, of course. But for this video, I wanted to keep it simple, even though I ended up piping them. But yeah, that's what it takes for those to do that. You can coat 3 at a time, depending how big your bowl with the cocoa powder is. So I can't leave without showing you one of these guys. They keep in the fridge very well. I would suggest taking them out of the fridge for about 20 minutes before you dig in. And that's what they look like. They are soft, but not too soft. They have a bite to them. They are delicious. They are incredibly boozy. So the whiskey lover in your family, in your group of friends, will definitely love these. But I gave you already some substitutions in case you don't want to go for whiskey in particular. But overall, these truffles are super easy to make, and they are beautiful gifts, not just for Valentine's Day, but for any special occasion, I would say. So I do hope that you tried them. And as always, if you try the recipe, please let me know in the comments how it went. I do love getting that feedback from you guys. And overall, if you liked this video and this recipe, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button and please share this with your family and friends. So that's it for me. Once again, thanks for watching and for your support. And I'll see you next time with more recipes and more baking tips.